Hello, I'm coming to you Wednesday afternoon. This is Sheila Myers with Stamping Wishes. I wanted to do a card that had several different greetings on it that would make nice gift packages for friends whenever you're wanting to give somebody something from your heart, and that's what card making is. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make this card, but we're going to change up using the sending smiles. You have so many different greetings here: love and hugs, birthday wishes, a note of thanks, a card to say hello, comfort and strength, smiles across the miles, all the good luck your way, sunshine to brighten your day. So there's so many greetings here that you could make somebody, what is there, eight different cards using one stamp set. And then also with the stamp set, if you get the bundle, are some beautiful dies where that you can layer your sending on the front. Now we're going to be stamping today, but I'll be back with another card later using the dies as well. In addition to using our sending smiles, we're going to be embellishing with our brushed brass butterflies. And so let's go ahead and get started. We're using all of our end colors. Here's all of our end colors. We're going to be using every one of them on the card. I just love this color combination that we came up with, and so happy we get to spend 2 years with it developing and designing new cards. But this is the inside of the card to be waiting for someone to put a greeting or just a note in there, depending on what they want to send love and big hugs for. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We have on our card, we have our front piece, which is measured at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then we have a layering card that is 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. And then of course our card base, which is our standard 5.5 by 11 scored at, 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. All right, so let's start stamping. I've gone ahead and set up my stamparatus because we're going to be using that for the sending portion of it, and it goes pretty fast when you set up your stamparatus when you're doing multiple cards. And we're going to use Starry Sky. That will be our first color. So let's stamp that up. And one of the reasons I am using the stamparatus, especially with the greeting, is if I notice here I didn't get quite enough ink on it. So not a problem, because I'm going to come back and then place some more ink just on the G area of that stamp, and I can come back and finish that off. And there we go. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to speed this up as I stamp the rest of the greetings on it, and then we'll get to the next area. Alright, so once you've got all of your greetings stamped, now I'm going to bring out the different pieces that we're going to be using for this card, and we'll be using that with our stamping block. So let's set this aside and bring in our other stamps. And these are all in that stamp set. It's a beautiful stamp set. I just love it. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we'll put the little greetings down, but we'll do that at the very end. Let's go ahead and make all the flowers. And when you're doing multiples like this, you want to kind of go in an assembly line, and it makes it so much faster. So the next thing we want to do is get out our piercing mat or a foam backing, because again you're using the photopolymer, and those particular stamps do need that cushion behind it to get a nice solid imprint. So let's go ahead and bring over our Parakeet Parade, and we'll do real quickly all of our leaf work. And I'm going to be lining this up. Let me go ahead and stamp it. I'm going to be lining this up right around between the end and the D is where I'd like to see that. And we will just go through and do each one of them. And again, Okay, so we're finished the parakeet party on all the outside cards. Now, for the inside of the card, and this is another, because I've got this ink out, I'm going to go ahead and use it. But when I'm doing multiple cards like this, the easiest way is I fold it where that I'm stamping the inside of the card, because I can quickly move them off as I'm doing that. And so that's what and then when I'm finished with it, we'll actually fold it out the other way. I'll show you when we get to that point. But let's go ahead and bring this leaf in. And we're going to stamp it on the side here. And so again, so as to save a little bit of time, I am going to just go ahead and finish stamping the parakeet party, and then come back on whenever I get to the next color. Okay, so our next color that we're going to be using is Sweet Sorbet, or Sherbet, either way you want to say it. Very, very vibrant, pretty color. So I'm going to go ahead and do, since I had the inside out, so let's go ahead and just do the inside stamping that we're going to do. And I'm lining this flower up, and we'll come back on the next color for it on the inside after we finish doing both of this color on the front and the back. So let's go ahead and stamp this. Alright, so I'm going to speed this up and then come back on when we do the next flower. Alright, so now we're going to do the front flower. So let's bring the front of the card back. And I'm going to use it as the flower for the front. And I'm trying to get it where it positions in between a couple of the petals. See how I've laid it in there? Isn't that gorgeous? I just love these colors, and this stamp set is, I know, going to become one of my favorites. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up again and come back to you as soon as I get these stamped. Alright, so we're finished with that color, so we'll close it up. And now we're going to do the Tahitian Tide color for another flower. So let's go ahead and set this aside for right now. Bring it out. Alright, as you can see, I have gotten ink on me, but I don't think I ever do a card that I don't get some kind of ink on me somehow or another. So that's why you keep a wet rag around so you don't mess up your card. Alright, so for that flower we're going to be using this one here. Got my fur baby. I just noticed one of her hairs around, so we definitely don't want to get that on our stamp, because then it'll leave a mark. Alright, so again we're going to line this up. I think you can see a separation is what I was looking for, where that your stem can kind of come up into that, and that's what I was looking for. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to speed it up as I go through and do the rest of these and come back when we put our next color on. Alright, so we've got that color completed. Now what we need to do is come in, and while we've got our front of our card, we're going to go ahead and stamp the greeting. And with that we're going to go ahead and so we're going to be using Orchid Oasis. So let's go ahead and bring that out and get it ready. And let's bring our stamp set out and start pulling off and placing the greetings on. I think we'll use this one, which is Birthday Wishes. Sometimes I like to just line them up on a grid like this, and then when you place your stamp down, you've got it fairly even, and won't, hopefully, go off at an angle on these. Alright, so let's go ahead and put our birthday wishes right about there. Remember always to hold your ink, your stamping down for a matter of a few seconds, maybe 8 seconds or so, so that you can exchange that ink onto the cardstock. Alright, so this one says a card to say hello. So we're going to go ahead and put that on and stamp that on the next one. But as you can see, this is such a simple card, but what a gift this would make for anybody that you're wanting to gift a stack of cards for them to use for several different occasions or greetings that they want to send out. Alright, so let's do the next one, which is, let's see what this one says. Comfort and strength. I really like that one because it really can say so many comfort and strength, whether somebody's going through a struggle, a family situation, a friendship. I mean, there's just so many different times that you need comfort and strength, and I really like that greeting. Alright. And let's go ahead and take this one off, and let's bring in a note of thanks. That's something that we always can use, is thank you cards for people's kindness and friendship. As you notice here, I didn't have my stamps on my leaves, but it completely evened out when I inked it. But I kind of like the effects it gave it with the two tones there. So even mistakes, or what you think might be a mistake on a card, ends up being a very good mistake. Alright, let's see. Here's one that says smiles across the miles. And what a nice stamp. What a nice stamp greeting to send to a friend. It looks like this one may be a little bit short. So let me go ahead and pull off one of these stamps and reuse it on the larger one here. Again, this one is the smiles across the miles. Very, very pretty. Okay, so now all we need to do is close this up. Oh, nope, that's right. Let's close this up. But the last part of our stamping is our centerpieces. And I'm going to bring in Daffodil Delight for that. And let's go through. And during this area, I am going to go ahead and speed it up. Alright, so that's all of our stamping. Now we can quickly assemble all of these, and when we're complete, we will have 8 total cards to set up in a package. Alright, so when I'm done with that, I just bring my card base back over, and now we'll assemble these pieces. Session. All right, so we've got those on, and for dimension and just to give the card a little extra oomph to it, I'm adding dimensionals to it. All right, so we're going to finish up the card now with adding our embellishment of the butterflies. And we will be done. And as you can see, we made, in probably about a 20-minute period, 8 cards. Let's clean this out, and I'll lay them all out here for you to see again. All right, so let's move this off. There we go. Beautiful. All right, until next time, have a blessed day and happy stamping.